You gonna have any fights this week? Oh man, we gotta have some fights.
Is that kind of the case?
Yeah, I mean, and also, we're looking to add more playmakers to the offense, and they come in all shapes and sizes and all different positions. And, we love Michael Mayer. I love Michael Mayer, and he's a really good player. He's going to take another big jump this year. But he get a chance to add just another dimension to the offense, whether it's a tight end, a hybrid receiver, whatever it is. We need more playmakers on that side of the ball, so I think he's going to really help us there. And, he's a high-level player in college, true junior. He's 21 years old, so he's very young, still developing. But he's got some natural football skills combined with some high-level athletic ability and speed. So, really happy to have him.
Tom, I was curious your evaluation on Jackson Powers-Johnson and where you feel like he's going to fit in on your offense.
Yeah, we see him fitting in at guard. He's played guard, he's played center, but we see him as a guard for us. Another young kid, 21 years old, so still a lot of growth in his game. But he's big, he's tough, he plays a Raider style of football, but he's also a pretty good athlete to go along with that. So love his versatility, love his energy and enthusiasm as a player, and get him in the mix.
Basically the same question for DJ Glaze about where he fits in.
Yeah, it's funny, a lot of the same answers. Another young guy, 21 years old, but a lot of versatility. We see him as a tackle right now. He's played both left and right. Probably see him more on the right side at tackle right now. But, big frame, long arms, really productive college player. I mean, he blocked the guy in front of him very consistently. Keep it real general, real easy. Guy over him, run game, pass game, blocked his man. So, balanced body control, some strength. And, again, we think there's a lot of, future upside with him too.
Heavy leaning toward defense, was that intentional or just kind of how the draft?
It's kind of the way it went. It wasn't intentional, but that's just kind of the way it went. I know in the fourth round, the one thing we're talking about, like whoever we're taking here, let's get some speed, no matter what position it is. We're lucky enough to get the corner who's got some big time speed and some length and size, and really good athlete. So, but yeah, it's kind of the way it worked out the third day. The awards not so much, but the mentality, yes, because look at our head coach and what he's looking for and his mentality. So we need guys that can match that and fit that culture, and we feel like most of these guys have that. Those guys, in order to make the team, you're going to have to contribute on special teams first, and then start developing at your position. Especially with us trying to maneuver this new kickoff rule, we don't know exactly what it's going to look like. So the kickoff returner, we're looking at some different styles of runners. Whether it's a running back style or receiver style. see what body types work best.
And what's up right there? Speed. We're looking for speed. Speed is what he said.
Speed kills.
Speed kills. You remember that old phrase back in the day? Al Davis type of style right there. But here we are. Welcome to the cage match. It's Oakland Raiders Savage. That is me. And to my computer, to my left, to my right, whichever way. If you're dyslexic, hey, I answered both questions. Asylum, the man who's been on every single episode so far. How you doing, Asylum?
I'm doing good. We got I think we got a lot to talk about on this show, don't we?
Oh yeah, just had a draft, just this past weekend, and so talking to town, everyone's over here talking about the draft and how they feel and what's going on and all this other great stuff. So it is our turn to say what we feel is what it is, I guess.
It is.
All right. With that, let's cut off this music real quick.
With it unshocked or paste off reword.
All right. Well, before we go into the show, let's do our favorite. Let me get the thing ready because I was trying to do other things around the clock. Okay. Let's do our favorite segment, the shameless plug.
All right, everybody, go to the YouTube channel, The Cage Match Show. Like, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, hit that bell so you can get you get announcements anytime we come on live. If you don't do the YouTube for whatever reasons, you can catch us on Facebook at the Oakland Raiders Savage page or the Asylum page. And last and not least, don't forget about W. Go to WGG. Place your order. You got to go.
Yeah.
Place your order.
Oh yeah.
WDG. Get your energy. Pick. You get to do your own. Pick your own flavors for energy drinks. Put in your order, and in the promo code part, put Cage Match, one word, and you get 10% off your entire order.
Oh yeah. What do you think? Oh, I gotta do my slogan right here. W. When you think of wins, you think of dubs, and when you think of dubs, you think of W. Go to WGG, W.GG, W.GG, code word, Cage Match, one word, 10% discount. Get energy like Max Crosby. My girlfriend went and ordered some, so we're going to see. We're going to see how that goes. Oh, yeah, I can't wait.
Did she put Cage Match? Did she get her 10% off?
She put Cage Match, and she got her 10% off, and now we're just waiting for it to come in, and we're going to, do a live.
Which flavors did she get? What flavors did she get?
I don't know. She's going to surprise me. I don't know. So we're going to see. And also, let's go back over here. Remember, in 2 weekends from now, the 10th anniversary Raider Nation Summer Kickoff 2024 with current players, Jacoby Myers, DJ Turner, and Divine Diablo. They will be out there signing autographs. Make sure you get your ticket for that one too. Tickets for admission, and then tickets for autographs to the current players, but also on their own merit. We also have the legends, the Raider legends: Ira Matthews, Willie Jones, Ricky Williams, Michael Alexander, Jeff Barnes, Greg Townsend, Reggie Kinlaw, and Mike Ciani. Make sure you go to Summer Kickoff 2024.eventbrite.com.
How'd you get Tom Flores?
Oh yeah, and I'm sorry, I'm going. Okay, my bad. It's been a long day today. Work pissed me off today. Anyways, remember also the Hall of Famer Tom Flores, the Hall of Famer, two-time Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl 15, Super Bowl 18, and the first ever Raiders starting quarterback in franchise history, and the first minority to win a Super Bowl, and also win 2 Super Bowls, Hall of Famer. Thank you very much. All right, then. And also, oh, wait, I got to put that. I'm going to take this off. Boom. And make sure you do that. And there you go.
There you go.
And let's put the banner on that one right there. Okay. So remember, May 11th, Kern County Fairgrounds, Bakersfield, California. Go to the website. Get your tickets. 2 more weeks left. Or it's in 10 days. Yeah. It's already the 1st of May. Can you believe that? We're almost halfway through the year.
Almost. Damn. Time flies.
I know. I'm going to be 39 soon.
Before you know it, we're going to be doing our 1-year anniversary show.
Oh, yeah. 1 year of the cage match, baby. That's how we do it. And there goes Arcadio. Cadio, he's the one that produced the intro music for our intro for our show. So shout out to Cadio. That is, I've known him since elementary school, but I think if you go back to the old country, I think we're cousins. I think we saw in the family tree. I think we're cousins. So shout out to my cousin / my homie from back in the day, and also to now, about like 30-something years. And thank you again for the intro music to our show that, like you said, we've been playing for almost a year now. So shout out to the family, he says. Boom, boom. All right, then. Now, let's talk draft. That's why we're here. Let's talk draft.
Hold on. The draft was last weekend. That's ages ago. That's fucking ancient history. It's over with. It's time to move forward.
Anytime my brothers, hey, shout out to KDO once again right there. Oh yeah, dig it. Okay, so yeah, I know that seems so long ago, even though it was just a few days ago when they had rounds 4 through 7 on that Saturday. But you know, a lot of things. Well, not a lot of things, but a lot of talk, a lot of people, you know, they want to talk about the Raiders' first round pick, how we should have had a quarterback, is what everyone kept saying. But let's check out the quarterbacks.
Actually, everyone wanted the quarterback, but everybody wanted what was his name? Fuaga, who was sitting there at the time. They wanted that big name offensive tackle. You know, what used to be called the non-sexy pick became the sexy pick for the Raiders at 13, and that's who they wanted.
Yeah, I mean, it was like split down the middle. It was kind of like 60-40. 60s are like, we need to get a quarterback. Let's go get Panics. Let's get you know, he was really the last one left. The last one everyone tied us to, really. And then the rest of us are like offensive line, Fuaga, you know, so
there's about a good 10% that wanted cornerback.
Yeah. And that was really
or fucking oh god damn it. Mitchell or Arnold.
Yeah. But everyone wanted a quarterback, but let's see how the quarterback position or the draftees shaped. So these are the quarterbacks that was taken. Of course, Caleb Williams, round 1, pick 1. Of course, we knew that. The next pick, overall number 2, Jaden Daniels went to Washington. So Caleb went to the Bears. Jaden went to the Commanders.
The Redskins. I'll say it.
Drake May, the following pick, overall number 3, went to the Patriots. And then all of a sudden, we had a couple, you know, other picks went. But then, all of a sudden, Michael Penix was taken number 8 by the Falcons.
Panic. Panic stays always going to be tied with Panic now.
Panic pick. So that only left JJ McCarthy and Bo Nix, which you've seen. The Vikings traded up one spot to go get McCarthy, and then Bo Nix was on the clock the Broncos on the clock, and then they went to get Bo Nix, so there was really no other quarterback left. And we end up getting...
Even Cadio says it. Redskins!
But everyone was all like, wait a minute, you know, Brock Bowers, hold on. But I thought we were going to get a quarterback. Well, you know, you saw what Telesco said earlier, but he was asked the question, you know, what about quarterback?
Was there any thought about a quarterback, you know, in these last 2
On the third day? No. Really not on the second day either. The first day, you know, yes, but not after that. You know,
that just where the evaluation kind of...
Yeah, I mean, if we felt there was a quarterback out there that was better than what we had or could potentially be better, certainly would have done something about it, but just that didn't line up.
So with that, he said we didn't need a quarterback. So we ended up getting the guys that we got, and here is the list of those guys right there. Pick 1, number 13, Brock Powers, tight end. That was a surprise of the night on Thursday night. I'm sorry, Bowers. Brock Bowers. Hey, you're going to start calling him Powers when he starts running over linebackers and safeties, going for 40-yard, 50-yard touchdowns. And then, of course, we do address the offensive line. We get a center guard, Jackson Powers. There you go. Bowers and Powers, okay? Get off me. Johnson at round 2, pick 44. Offensive tackle, we got Delmar Glaze, a.k.a. DJ Glaze. Round 3, pick number 77. Cornerback, so now we're starting to get speed right here. Cornerback, Camerion Richardson, pick 4.
Said it better than I would have.
I'm sorry, round 4, pick 112. And then we go, that was on defense. I said that was our first defensive player. Then we also go linebacker, Tommy Eichenberg, round 5. Eichenberg, round 5, pick 148. Go back to the offense, get another speedster, running back Dylan Lobby, in round 6, pick 208. You go back to defense, safety Trey Taylor, round 7, pick 223. And then again, we go a few picks after at 2029. We get cornerback MJ Devonshire. Those are our draft picks. What do you think of our class of 2024 so far, Asylum?
Oh, I'm liking it. We addressed some needs. We picked up and we'll go into details about some of the people and everything. We've got Raiders players. We've got players that fit what how do they say it? What Telesco and AP were looking for, who they felt would not only fit in the locker room, but put in the work and ain't afraid to work and will contribute. Some of them may not be right away, but they will be contributing. And if you look at them, all of them, even in round 1, which we haven't done this in a long ass time, is we got with Brock Bowers, we got somebody who's probably going to be there long term. We got people who are going to be there 5, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years. These ain't just flash in the pans. These are going to be staples on the team.
Yeah, and we only have highlights of Brock Bowers because that's really the main thing that people are going to talk about. So let's go and
we're
show
lazy,
the highlights.
you know, we work, full-time jobs, but we're lazy. So, we just did Brock Bowers.
Well, at least in our videos, we actually put it on the stream and not share. But anyways, here we go. Brock Bowers right here. Good hands. He throws guys at your face. This guy is hard to take down. He can be thrown in at running back or halfback, whatever, tight end. He'd be,
Inside and outside, inline and out of line tight end. He could do both.
Yeah, and with him, we're seeing that this offense is going to go more 2 tight end set. So we're still trying to, or I guess the Getsy offense is slowly kind of showing what it's going to look like with these players that they drafted, especially Brock Bowers. This is one of those picks that, when you're at 13 and no one really saw, everyone thought that, we were going to go for need, but when you got a guy like this, and what was he ranked overall? What was he ranked overall?
It depends on which one you go through, but I've seen him as high as 3 in the draft. This is not just whatever. This is the 3rd best player in the draft and the lowest of 7. So I've seen him everywhere in between there.
So this was a case of, hey, you know what? He fell in our lap. Let's just go for talent instead of need, because they're saying that he is a generational type player. And
yes, he is. There's one thing I wanted to say on this that people are not talking about. I haven't heard it on any shows as of yet. We might hear it after this. But everyone said we needed to draft needs, right? We needed to help with the offensive line. He has all these accolades right here, but he was also 2 years running last year 2023 and 2022. He was a finalist for the Lombardi Award. That goes to linemen. Now they added linebackers and tight ends to that, but they go to linemen. Now, what's that tell you? That tells you this boy could block. He's considered He was considered one of the best at that position, in that group to be a finalist. He made the Final Four 2 years in a row. That's what you're going to end up seeing here. That's a roundabout way, since he could fill so many quote unquote positions. We kind of helped the offensive line by picking up Brock Bowers.
Yes, and also we kind of helped out Mayer because, well, last year we under McDaniels and the whole system that we were trying to run, whatever it was, we didn't really see too much, and we thought we would with the tight ends because that offense that the Patriots ran for so long, had star tight ends like Hernandez and I'm forgetting his name. And Brock, Brock, duh. Gronkowski. We got a Brock over here, duh. And we didn't really get to see too much of what Michael Mayer can actually do in an offense. So with the addition of Brock Bowers, we could probably see a lot of Mayer getting open and just having a higher production year. Like I said, it was hard to really judge what he can do last year because the tight end didn't really get actually a tight end, slot receiver, anybody didn't really get too much consistent play. So with this addition, I mean, you can put him anywhere. You can have a lineup and tight end, shift over back to halfback, come back around, shift out to receiver. It's like a Swiss Army knife out there. And if you see his college career, 175 receptions, 2,538 yards with a 14.5 average, 26 touchdowns receiving and rushing with 19 attempts, 193 yards with an average of 10.2 with 5 touchdowns. The Raiders were going for playmakers in this draft, not necessarily need, but the offense needed a boost from last year.
We said this earlier too, which is going to benefit both things. But who's the quarterback's best friend?
Who's the tight end?
And now you have possibly a generational tight end.
Yes, at 6'4", 240, and young, so 21. Is 240. You think that's too? I heard like he's a little undersized for a tight end. He's more of a leader.
See how hard he is to bring down.
See, I see him like
and it wasn't just arm tackling. He was bouncing off of hits.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are going to think it's a little too small, but that's what makes him athletic. The athletic part, and then if they want to say small, but you don't go, for the Lombardi Award if you can't be taking on linebackers, linemen, defensive linemen and shit, and being able to hold your block.
Yeah. So, I mean, especially when we go against guys like with the Chargers, with Khalil Mack and Bosa.
Bosa.
Who does the Chiefs have? Who are their ends?
Jones.
Jones.
Well, Gay. No, Gay's a linebacker, I think.
Is he still on the team though?
Gay or Jones?
Yeah. No.
Gay,
I know Jones.
Yeah, Jones still there. I think Gay is still there.
Anyways. So overall, what do you think of this pick?
Even though a lot of people say shocking, and to me, the shocking part of it is that he fell to 13th. I don't think anybody expected him to be there, including the Raiders. I like this pick. I mean, it's one of those, it's not just best player available. It's a player that, as they always say, when certain players fall to you in the draft, it's a no-brainer. I'm surprised it took him so long to put the pick in.
So, yeah, when was the last time the Raiders drafted a generational player? It's been a long time. I know we've had Hall of Famers come out first round.
Put Crosby in there.
Well, yeah, but Crosby.
But we didn't know that at the time of drafting him.
Yeah, Crosby was like a how do they say, a diamond in the rough. But
Khalil
at number
Mack?
one, if Khalil Mack would have stayed, if he wanted to stay with the Raiders, I would say. But I feel like when he got to the Bears, he just kind of slowly, like, he didn't make a lot of noise out there. And now, he's with the Chargers. He's later in his career, and he had that 1-7-8 sack game against us earlier this year. I mean, I don't know. He could have been. I'm gonna say he could have been, but I don't know.
Okay, I mean the next one. I mean, this was probably too old. I'm sure there's somebody in between there. I'm not thinking of right now. Villapiano, but he wasn't in the first round. I mean, Tatum was.
Well, we had Tim Brown first round in '88. Bo Jackson, but he ended up getting hurt a couple years
Bo
in.
Bo Jackson was drafted by a different team first. There was that whole thing. Nobody really knew what he was. Yeah, nobody knew what he was really at that time. I mean, if you want to say somebody that we knew was supposed to be special,
Marcus Allen.
Generation, huh?
Marcus Allen.
Probably.
So basically, what we're saying, it's been a long time. Oh well, Charles Woodson. I would say Charles Woodson in '98, and I think that was it. '98 is he '99, 2000. Janikowski, generational kicker. And 2000, Asamoah 2003.
Yeah, but did we really know that about Asamoah at the time he was drafted?
He was drafted number 1. Al Davis did. He moved him from safety to corner, and then when he went to the Eagles, he went back to safety, and he should have stayed at corner. And
yeah, he was great. What was it in zone? He didn't do well in man.
Yeah, well, with the Raiders, he had shut down half the defensive backfield on his own.
Yeah.
So, but in the second round, of course, we still had some needs that we still had to fill, and we ended up having one of the top linemen land in our lap, or interior lineman land in our lap. Also in this pick, we ended up getting guard. Well, he's a center, but we're gonna probably move him to guard. Center
I'm
guard
not posting
Jackson.
That one, KDO.
Center guard Jackson Powers Johnson Jamarcus Russell. Okay, I know I said it, but I was reading them all like, really? We're not talking about that guy. He was supposed to be. He was a generational flop.
He was supposed to be, but we're not talking about generational busts. We definitely are not.
Maybe we weren't specific enough, I guess, is what's going on here. Well, Jackson Powers Johnson, Oregon, 21 to 23. Huh? Oh, what'd you say?
I said we'll work on that. Be more specific next time. We'll work on
that. We'll be more specific on that one. Yes. So in his 3-year college career, he only had one quarterback hurry and did not allow any sacks at all, with a 90.6 pass block grade.
That's pretty impressive.
I know. And at 6'3", 328 pounds, I mean, he was manhandling people. And if you look at his accolades, All-American first team, FWAA, Sporting News, All-American first team. He was All-American first team all throughout. All Pac-12 first team, coaches, all first team. So he was, would you call him a steal at number 2 or round 2?
Yes. I mean, it's kind of being talked that way already. But, I mean, if you watched his highlights, I mean, this boy was born to be a Raider. I mean, when he doesn't engage at the line, he's looking for somebody to hit. And when he hits them, he's driving them straight to the ground. I mean, he's not he's not afraid of contact. He's not afraid to go. I mean, in his highlights when I was watching him, all I saw was he was born to be a Raider. And we're talking about old school Raiders. I mean, we're talking about, Upshaw and Art Shell. I mean, we're talking about that kind of a Raider.
Like a Dave Dalby, Jim Otto, guys who just mauled over defensive linemen on the line of scrimmage. When we had Demon King here this past Friday, he said this guy can be a day 1 starter. this guy could come in and play at right guard position because that's what we need help on is on the right side. And if he can come in and fill that hole right away and solidify for the majority of the line, we would still need help on that right tackle, figure out who's going to be the start on that one. I mean, if this can answer the question for that right guard, that inside pass rush from the defensive side, our opponents on the defensive side, but that would help out whether it's O'Connell or Minshew of anybody coming up the middle. And
and he should probably help out Andre James a lot too, being able to, if he's got to come off and help with the double team or whatever. I mean, this might be a pick that helps James become a better center.
Yeah, and at 328, I mean, when you saw the highlights, and I wish I had the highlights on, but
I mean this point, I mean, you see 328 pounds, but he moves like he's 250.
And that is the kind of offensive lineman we are looking for because we believe that, and it has been said that Getsy is going to run a zone blocking scheme, which is lighter offensive lineman, but athletic feet. Get to your spot, block him out. So this is a good player to plug in for that type of offense because he's small and he's powerful, or not small, but he's lighter and he's powerful. So he can, definitely help with, especially the running game with Zamir White.
Got good hands and hand placement and everything. I mean, in the Pac-12 here, in 3 years, you only give up one quarterback hurry and 0 sacks. I mean, that's going to tell you a lot. He went up against good guys. It wasn't like he was just going up against no names.
Yeah, and Pac-12, you got powerhouses like USC and Stanford, Oregon.
UCLA,
or he's
right?
Oregon. No, mind Oregon. He's Oregon. So, yeah, I mean, this guy could be a day one starter.
And he could play all three positions. So and if you notice, we got that with who is it? Mumford, who could do it. Powers Johnson. Now you got also who we'll be talking about here later. The next, Glaze, who could also play guard and tackle. So, we got people who could plug and play. It's not just a simple, he's just a right guard. He could play the left side. He could play the right side. And we're getting that continuity because we know how shit goes, how injuries happen. And you've got somebody who could be moved around and still be productive in that position. And that's going to become very important late in the season.
Yeah, and like you said, of course, especially with the offensive line, injuries happen, and that was actually the same philosophy that McDaniels and their, that coaching staff had the 2 off seasons he was here, where they wanted guys who are versatile and who can play multiple positions on the line, just in case they got to move them around, plug and play, and all that, and try to keep that same continuity with the offensive line if anybody goes down or is out or whatever.
And we had that happen to us last year too.
Yeah, we had that happen, especially on the tackles. The tackles, were interchanging with Mumford and Illuminor. And then, of course, Parham had to move up to the middle to a center when Andre James was out for a couple of games. So when you have someone like Jackson Powers Johnson, the man with 3 last names, where he can go inside or play guard, on either or, whatever. That's a good pick to have, not just as a starting offensive lineman, but as someone that can step in anywhere in need, of injury or anything like that. So you say, so it said, Damon King said he can be plugged right here, right in right guard, with Jordan Meredith and Ben Brown also fighting for that spot. But the rookie can come in and take that spot. So as it comes to drafting for need, it seems like in the second round, we got a guy that can plug in right then and there at right guard.
He's not the big name that everybody was wanting, but I was hearing, through rumor mills and everything like that, is he could have been the possibly the best interior offensive player, offensive position for the offensive lineman. There we go.
Yeah.
Interior offensive lineman, the best one in the draft. And if you get him at 2 at 44, He should have went late first, maybe early second, but he fell to 44.
Well, I mean, if you look at the first round, it was like we said. Of course, we knew what the first couple drafts, the first couple picks were going to be. Caleb going to the Browns, Jaden going to Washington, Drake May going to the Patriots. We knew the Cardinals were going to get a receiver.
You could almost say was exactly where you expected everyone to go.
Yeah, and then Joe Alt going to the Chargers, where
you hear about his stupid statement?
Yeah, I didn't upload the graphic, but what did he say again? He was over there. He wants to poke the bear.
He's gonna fuck up Max Crosby's shit.
You're a rookie, bro. You're really gonna try to test Max Crosby, who is going into his 6th year, the face of the team, the face of the Raiders, the up and coming defensive player of the year. I'm gonna call it right now, Max Crosby, defensive player of the year, with help from Wilkins. But you really want to go there? Well,
apparently he did, because he did.
He did. When the schedule comes out, we're going to circle that game, the first meeting, whether it's home or away, and we're going to circle that. And we're going to keep an eye on how.
Remember who Max Crosby had to go up against his rookie year? Tweaky.
Yeah. I was like, I knew his name. Trent Brown. Yeah, he did 77 wrong.
I mean, we may not have liked him, but I was still a big guy, and Trent Brown gave Max Crosby his welcome to the NFL.
So what? Yeah. So why? Well, I mean, yeah, on training camp, but we didn't really see him too much in the actual game. So I guess he was a good practice dummy for Max Crosby to go against. Anyways, so why do you think JPJ, Jackson Powers Johnson, fell out of the first round and fell to us at pick 44 in the second round? Because you've seen the first off with the tackle.
You see here, quarterbacks and other things, the way the draft fell, certain players fell to teams that they didn't think they were going to get. So maybe they would have picked them there. But instead, I mean, there was a run on wide receivers there towards the end, shit like that. And then in the second round, it was a run on defense. It was all of a sudden a bunch of defensive players going. I think it was right before us who finally picked an offensive player before we did.
Well, it's like, I feel like after or when the Falcons picked Penix, that kind of just told you that this whole draft, round by round, was going to be unpredictable. Because like we said, we got guys that we weren't supposed to fall. When it was time for us to pick, we got guys who are stars, who are basically born NFL stars, rookies, who are about to come in and make and fill the needs that we had and make plays and all that, whatever, fell to our lap in the first 2 rounds. Is this the magic of Telesco, or is this just the luck of the draw?
No, it's a little bit of both. I mean, players got to fall to you, or you got to make the trades. But the one thing I liked out of all this, Telesco stood pat. Now he did talk about some of the later rounds. They tried moving up a little bit, like the fourth. Was it the fourth? Yeah, I think it was 4th round. They wanted to try to move up a little bit, somewhere, shit like that. But instead, he stood pat, and in doing that, he let the draft come to him instead of panicking or saying, I got to go get this person and reaching for people. He let it come to him. It was just smart. Offers coming in. Nope, that wasn't good enough. I want more, whatever. No, we're going to try to trade. No, you want too much. I'm just going to stay pat and deal with, follow my draft board, whoever I got on here. And that's how good teams draft.
Yeah. And we didn't, especially in the first round with Brock Bowers, we didn't get a project guy. We didn't surprise everybody.
He wasn't injured.
Yeah. Who was You know, like guys like Clinton Farrell, who because we drafted him in the first round, we just I won't say overhyped him, but we got guys.
The 7th overall pick, so that's a lot of pressure for somebody who wasn't even supposed to be going that high.
Yeah,
Like
it was. Yeah, I was gonna say it was one of those things that the Falcons did where they went and panicked for Penix and drafted him because they weren't patient enough to see that, you know, if he was going to fall. Do you think, and I asked this question on the last episode, but do you think that if Penix was there at number 13, we would have picked Penix instead of Brock Bowers? If Brock Bowers was there and Penix was there, and they're both there, and I think Fuaga was also in the discussion too, those three guys for 13, do you think we still go the same route and get Brock Bowers, or do you think we go for the temptation?
Or do I hope?
Well, we already know.
Okay, to answer your question, I probably would have had my heart broken.
Yeah.
I would have had to burn my piece of paper, go find Jobu, and fucking try to, get something going. Because fucking, I just think because the way it was quarterbacks and everybody's saying, I think if Penix was there, I think Penix was the Raiders' second choice after Jaden Daniels. And I definitely didn't want it. I mean, I was clear about that. If you watch any of the 3 shows leading up to it, that was the last thing I wanted. But if it was between Bowers and Penix, I don't know. I think the Raiders would have went. I think they would have went. Even Telesco's comment, they were only looking for a quarterback in the first round.
I mean, it's one of those questions where you're like, you know what? Let's not think about that. Let's not think about that. Okay, we got the guy we wanted, got the guy we needed, and that's fine. We don't want to talk about us.
That's what I would have done, Anna. But we're talking about the Raiders after all, and Telesco. Now I'll give it to Telesco. He kept his cards close to his vest even after the draft and everything. He still hasn't given away what they were thinking or shit like that, and that's probably a good thing for the future. So I would have stuck with Bowers, but I just have this gut feeling I'd have been disappointed.
Let's just say
I didn't burn it and I didn't get rid of it. I still have it, and that's why it happened.
Let's just say it's a nice thing to debate.
Thank you, Atlanta. You really, really, really did the Raiders a favor by panicking. More power to you. I hope you guys make the playoffs.
It's a good discussion question because we'll never know the outcome of that, and that's fine because we got Brock Bowers, and we're going to see how he is when we start preseason and going into the first game of the season, and then we ended up with Jackson Powers Johnson, and
10 times fast.
Yeah. Well, with Jackson Powers Johnson, I don't know if we all saw all the phone calls of the players, when they make the phone call, let them know they got drafted, and we seen Brock Bowers, and we seen them all. But our favorite though was JPJ's phone call. Here it is, right here.
Jackson,
how we doing?
Good. How you doing?
Doing great.
Good. Hey, we're on the clock right here. We're ready to select you, and we'll make you a Las Vegas Raider.
Thank you so much.
You ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Is Justin Shulman there with you?
Yeah, he's here.
Awesome. Hey, I'm going to put you on the phone here with our head coach, Antonio Pierce, all right?
What's going on, big dog?
How we doing, Coach?
Man, I don't know. You tell me. We ready?
Yes, sir.
Come on, man. Come on. It's about to come across that ticker, man.
Yeah, we'll do. Thank you so much.
Come on, man.
Coach.
Hey, I need these big boys up front grinding now. Bring that mentality now. Bring that mentality. I know you'll whoop some ass. We'll see you here, man. Enjoy with your family. We'll talk to you in a second, all right?
Appreciate you, Coach. Thank you.
Okay, man. Love.
Bye. Woo! Raiders.
It says, now why do you want me to cry again? I mean, that was a great video, and how Anna had said earlier, she had said right here that his grandparents were Oakland season ticket holders. Can you imagine, you're getting drafted and you're a high ranked offensive lineman. You fall down, you see the Raiders, they pick Brock Bowers. Okay, whatever. You're just waiting. You just be happy to be drafted, second round, pick. Now number 44, Raiders on the clock. You're just sitting there watching to see what happens. Your phone rings. You see the phone, you look at it. Okay, 702 number. All right, I answer it. Tom Telesco's on the other line saying, hey, we're going to pick you right now. It's going to show up on the ticker on the bottom. You're going to be a Las Vegas Raider. Like, let's look at the emotions. You're a Raider fan and you get to get drafted by your team to play for your team with this coach and AP. Someone's going to fire you up. I mean, I don't know how exciting or how like you saw that's raw emotion. Like, and he tried to play it cool. Yeah, Raiders. Whole family was jumping. I don't have the picture, but you see Bowers' family was half and half. They were looking at the dad, looking mad. I saw a meme that said, yeah, this guy is mad because he's probably not allowed to go to Vegas. Probably made some bets that he hasn't paid off. Then you see that. Yeah, then you see the uncle. You see the uncle in the back with his Raider vest. He's holding it up in the sky like, yeah, bro, we're going to the Raiders. So, and then also, I don't know if you've seen that clip. I know we do our production meetings at work. I hope no one's watching at our jobs, but we talk about the show when we do our thing and all that. And you had said you was in an argument with somebody talking about, wait, the NFL is rigged. How do they know if they're at home getting the draft, watching the draft and they get picked? How do they know what hat to wear? This is rigged. If you see in the back, you've seen all the rows of hats that they had over there, just to get ready for when they're gonna get picked. They have the right hat to give to him so he can put it on because they had the camera watching him. So right then and there.
And it has the answer on the whole Bowers dad situation.
Can you imagine being the guy singled out? Ah, man, my son's going to the Raiders, even though he said he was going to Napa Valley. He was going to Napa when the Raiders were having their training camp out there before they moved to Las Vegas. He was going out there to watch their practices. So can you imagine you're a kid going to watch the Raider practice, not knowing that in the future you're going to be going to those practices? Not in Napa though, but out in Henderson. But I mean, that's something with the draft. They're just happy to be drafted if they get drafted within the 7 rounds. But to get drafted by a team that you watched, that you idolized, that you went to games to go see, you saw them live. We all envision ourselves. That's all us Raider fans. You wear Raider jerseys because we're like, man, I want to be a Raider. And man, if I was able to go out there and play and have the skill, man, I'd be running over everybody. Man, if I was able to graduate high school, I can do whatever I want. If I was able to go to college, oh man, those guys, I'm a Raider. I would have ran them over and killed them like Van Egan. I would have destroyed them like all these guys. These guys are living their dream. So I saw that video. I said, nah, that's the best one. That's the best one. Where his whole family is all like, yeah,
I love it. They're all anticipating that answer. Who you going to play for? Who you going to play for? They're waiting for it. And then when they hear it, they just exploded. You saw that look of relief on his face.
Yeah.
And then they just exploded. And yes, I love you bringing that up. That was the perfect example of that argument I was in. You saw all the hats behind them, and they all have a hat guy whose job it is to find the right hat when they say their team to give it to the drafted guy.
Yeah. So
hopefully who I was talking to about that is watching the show and you saw your answer right there. I wasn't making this shit up. It's right there.
So the question is now, when you get picked, what happens to the other 31 hats?
I'm sure they have to send them back.
Man, I'm taking them to Goodwill. Here you go. It's your garbage hats. Get out of here. Got my Raider hat on. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, my Compas hat. Oh, yeah, to the Compas. All right. Let's go to the next pick. And that is Let me find it.
DJ
Offensive tackle. DJ Delmar DJ Glaze, pick number 77 in round 3. This is another picking for need because we do need a right tackle. And you heard in the intro that Telesco sees him as that right tackle. He will of course be with the current guys we have now. He'll be competing with Mumford for that right side, that right tackle. But you heard what Telesco said. Big body. He can block. You see in 2022, 85.7 pass blocking grade, 7th in the FBS. And in 23, 83.1 pass blocking, which was 4th in the FBS. He was in 2023, 3rd team All Big Ten. 2022, Pro Football Focus 3rd team All Big Ten. Honorable mention All Big Ten and academic All Big Ten. So he's a smart guy too. At 6'3", 328 pounds. That's another, I'm going to call him a compact lineman who can be plug and play into the, I just said it too.
Offensive line.
Yeah. No, but the offense, the zone blocking offense, the zone blocking scheme. A guy who can move his feet, get to the spot he needs to get to, open up holes for Zamir White or Abdullah in the backfield.
Or Brock Bowers or
Brock Bowers.
But the other or Matson, you keep forgetting Matson. He is on the team now.
Yes.
Okay, but the other thing, my insiders, the things I've heard from my insiders inside my head and all this other shit is what actually helped him get picked right here was at the Senior Bowl. They say some players come in and they're coachable. Some players are not coachable. And this guy, they say, is coachable. Everything that was asked of him by a coach, he would do. He didn't think, I don't have to do that, or I'm too good for that. If they asked one thing or said this, that, they say he's very coachable. So he may be a little raw right now, but he's very coachable, and that was a big deal and why he was picked right here by the Raiders.
Yeah. And an offensive tackle, like we said, this is a guy of need. They also said that he's going to need to be coached up, raw talent, a guy that, once he finds his way in the NFL, he can be a starter and make some big play, or not make some big plays, but be able to be a consistent blocker as in a starting offensive line. This pick right here, would you say this was a good pick by the Raiders? Picking because you've seen that we had tackles out there, big name tackles, Fuaga and those guys, and we bypassed them. We got our guard / center and Powers Johnson, but we get tackle Delmar Glaze.
Who could also play guard. Who could also play guard, though.
Yeah.
He can play. He doesn't play center, but he plays both positions. And yes, I look at this as a good solid pick on the thing of he may not be a day one starter, but he is that, this is allowing Mumford. He's a depth piece right now. Like what Tyree Wilson was supposed to be when we first drafted him. He may not be a day one starter. He may be year 2, year 3, but he gets the time to learn. And once he gets in there, he is that 5 to 10 year guy who's going to be, on that offensive line playing, as you said, as a starter playing, but he's that long term. Being coachable is going to make him, gravitate. And that, like I said, that allows us to go whatever. He could plug and play. If somebody got hurt at guard, we could plug him in at guard too. He's not just a tackle.
Yeah, and I'm just reading some stuff on him. Glaze has a long wingspan at nearly 7 feet. He's just not known for being overly physical. So, of course, he would need to, strengthen up the upper core, strengthen up the chest muscles and all that, whatever, to get that push. That's a lot of bench pressing right there. But if he can be out there right tackle, we can get a quarterback like Penix to come in and play because we have our guy watching over his backside right there on the
what's
right
that?
side.
You need to trade a 6th round pick for him?
trade a 6th-round pick for him. Now, if anything, we'll probably get Cousins if that is the case because Penix is their future. I'm just messing around. I'm not trying to get Penix over here. I'm just saying is that they, what Telesco had said previously, he's not really looking for day one starters in the draft. He's looking for guys that can be developed for the next 4, 5, 6 years.
And that's what the draft is for. Yes, you look for your day one starters. Those for early rounds. But the draft is for depth. You know, like you said, the guys to develop. You're going to develop them for, they're going to be depth and they're going to be the long-term answers for these positions, not just somebody that, you're hoping you're taking a flyer on, as they say, and hoping that he pans out.
Yeah. And, this would be a good guy, swing tackle. He, have him learn both sides, off left or right. I'm forgetting his name. He just said his name, left tackle. Our left tackle. I'm forgetting his name right now.
Our left tackle, Colt Miller.
Yeah. Colt Miller. Colt Miller has had injuries these last couple of years. He's been off and on in the field. So if he can come in and fill in that left side until whatever, if Colt Miller is out for a couple of games, if he can build himself to be that swing tackle on either end, I mean that's a good pickup right there. We got need right there. Taco Denmark Glaze at number 77, right there.
Good. That's good. See, hey, look, that's a good pick number 77. There might be some things he might turn into somebody that's just dominant and mean and downright, rawr.
Now, in our draft, we really only picked 2 offensive linemen, Jackson Powers Johnson.
We talked about this 2.5. Brock Bowers.
2.5. Oh, Brock Bowers. Okay, he can't play every position on the field. Okay,
it's not every position. He was in the. Hey, these guys did not for the last 2 years. We're not Final Fours for that Lombardi Award, but Brock Bowers was. That means he was in the top of college football.
Well, but my question was going to be. What my question was going to be, all the experts and of course us, we were saying, or not us and Raider fans, Raider Nation, we were saying that we need to get the offensive line solidified.
Yes.
We only picked 2 offensive linemen in our draft. Do you think that we filled the need with offensive line with just these 2 picks alone? I know we're going to have undrafted coming in.
We did pick up some. We have picked up a few. What is it? UDFAs.
Yeah.
We did pick up a few more that way, and then with the way I'm not going to say just going off of our 8 person draft. Did we fill it? No. We added depth. We've added. Good players. And without knowing what's going on, because training camp things may change and we may get players, free agents still to come in and finish filling these needs. But as Hondo said, I think it was yesterday, maybe it was today, people say, oh, we need the right guard. But the one thing that every team needs and is never talked about is depth.
Depth.
And getting the depth. So, yes, we filled needs that way for sure. We're starting to get that depth and depth of good players.
Yeah,
so
and that was, well, I was going to say, going off of that, a lot of our teams in the last couple of years were, how they say, we were top heavy, where our starters, we had a lot of talent in the starting lineups, which is good. But when someone goes down, that next man up, it's a few, a few rings down, a few pegs down, in between from the talented starter to a, middle of the pack kind of guy. So that's where we got hurt. If someone got hurt, the Raiders got hurt, basically. when it comes to the talent. And yeah, we got guys, and I'm looking at the list right now. We have Andrew Coker. That's crazy. We had a stoner, and now we have a Coker. At tackle. We have center Will Putnam. These are the undrafted free agents that we had that we got in and signed. So center Will Putnam, and Jake Johanning at guard. So we really only picked up so far for the offensive line. Oh, and guard Clark Barrington. So we got four offensive linemen.
Draft in?
6, yeah, two drafted and 4 undrafted. Clark Barrington, guard out of Baylor. Andrew Coker, tackle out of TCU. Jake Johanning, guard out of Furman. And I never heard of Furman. Will Putnam, center from Clemson. So those are the other extra offensive linemen that we picked up, rookies that we picked up for from this draft weekend. So how many picks did we just go through right now? We went through.
That was the third. No, yeah, third pick.
That was the third pick. Okay, it is 1 hour in. We're gonna do a commercial. We're gonna do a commercial break. This is for the event coming up next Saturday, May 11th, at Kern County Fairgrounds, Bakersfield. Where is it at?
You want to get it? I got it.
Okay, here we go. Commercial break. Here we go right here. Boom.
When I roll, hype me when I Millie rock, hype me when I hit them folk, hype me when I moonwalk and reverse it on they ass. Hype me up, it's a freestyle, no rehearsal on they ass. Hype me up in the club, yeah, you know I'm finna bop. All that drip I got on me, yeah, you know I hit that mouth. Hype me up, I'm on fire, that's a ooh, that's a ah. Hold up, wait, you ain't got no hype team, then I'm your guy. Hey, you don't need a hype team. Don't put on the show if you ain't got no hype team. Right team to make sure you do your dance when you hear the high team. They be like, hey, they be like, hey, they be like, hey, they be like, hey. When you say, hype me up, 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 hype me up. When you see me, hype me everywhere I go. You the Superman at home, you no Superman no more. We just do it for the gram and we do it for the TikTok. Want a million views, just get hype and watch your shit pop. Hype me when I leave the house, hype me when I step in class. Even the teacher say, go on and get it with your dancing ass. Hype me when I go to court, nah, your honor, I ain't do it. Well, they say you killed the club, they were talking about how the judge. Hype me when I'm with the fam, hype me up with the gang. I was viral way before they started hyping up my name. Hype me up, do your dance, show them that you got the move. If you with your hype team, shout it, what you got to lose. Hype team, hype team, on the show, you ain't got no hype team. Hype team, turn the right team, to make sure you do dance when you hear the hype team. They be like, hey, they be like, hey.
And remember, 10th year anniversary, Raider Nation Summer Kickoff 2024 with, you've seen it in the ad, Jacoby Myers, DJ Turner, and Divine Diablo will be out there. Make sure you get your tickets at Summer Kickoff 2024.eventbrite.com.
Hey, that was a viral that Myers threw to himself.
I know. Did you see that? See, that's the kind of talent that we have in our team. Now, if we had an actual offense to run, Getsy will come in and do that. Can you imagine the plays? And also, you saw who was in there. Oakland Raiders Sandwich is going to be the MC, the host of the 10th anniversary Raider Nation Summer Kickoff 2024. Ira Matthews, Willie Jones, Ricky Williams, Michael Alexander, Jeff Barnes, Greg Townsend, Reggie Kinlow, Mike Ciani, and Tom Flores, the Hall of Famer, two-time Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl 15, Super Bowl 18, first ever Raiders starting quarterback in franchise history, first minority to win a Super Bowl, and also back it up with a second title. Tom Flores will be out there. Summer Kickoff, Raider Nation 2024. And you know what else? Just to let you guys know, you know who made that ad? You know who made that? That was me. I made that. I'm talented. So if anybody out there needs any kind of video help, video editing and all that, I'm available because I'm trying to quit my actual job and actually do something I love. So if you can help me out, go in there. I'm going to do a shameless plug right now. Go into YouTube, Cage Match Show, every Wednesday evening, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific. Watch, like, subscribe, share, enjoy, laugh, comment, do whatever you want. Just watch the show. And we appreciate that. So that is our commercial break right then and there. We'll be out there at the I will be out there. Asylum has Asylum has personal matters.
I have something that wife would not let me miss this one.
And you know how they say, happy wife, you get to keep your life. That's how it goes. My girlfriend / fiance, future wife, she'll be out there helping me. Out there, we're gonna do some stuff out there for our show, The Cage Match, and also be out there for the kickoff 2024. So make sure you go in there, get your tickets. I'm gonna go. Sorry, I'm fighting a cold, so my apologies. But general tickets $10, VIP $60, and autograph, which is a second ticket, $100. That guarantees you current players, Divine Diablo, Jacoby Myers, and DJ Turner. The legends, they are on there. They're running their own thing. So you go out there, bring any merchandise or whatever you have, pictures, jerseys, books.
I think some of them will even have some things there that you could buy from them to get autographed as well.
Yeah, so go out there and you know, have a good time. It's gonna be a big party. Lorenzo Lerma, who throws these things, you know, he does this. This is basically, it's called Summer Kickoff, you know, of course, but it's the kickoff to basically, and the season never ends. The Raider Nation season never ends, but this kicks off the festivities leading up into the Raider season in September. So it's called the kickoff, but also because it kicks off the rest of the festivities right then and there. Make sure you go over there and get your tickets at Summer Kickoff 2024.eventbrite.com. May 11th, Kern County Fairgrounds. It's going to be indoors, so you don't have to worry about weather, whether it's too hot, if it's going to rain or whatever. It's going to be indoors, so make sure. And Anthony Acosta coming from Modesto, see you there. Hey, I'm going to see you there. You're going to see me on stage. Oh, yeah, go down here. The Oakland Raiders Savages out here at the kickoff. Oh, yeah, dig it. So, and also, did you put Puppet up? What up, Puppet? How you doing? I gotta collaborate with him soon. There's a lot of things that we're also trying to do, Puppet, and I want to get Puppet on the show one day. I want to incorporate Puppet onto the show because
we didn't talk to Puppet about that one thing we were talking about.
Yes, I gotta go. Puppet, I owe you a phone call, so I gotta call you for that.
You gotta hound him. If you don't hound him, you never get the phone call.
Hey, Puppet is out there in Vegas. He's taking over Puppet Nation, we called it. So I got to get a hold of you. David Michael, aka the Raider Puppet. I got to get a hold of you. Like I said, I got some ideas I want to pitch at you for our show. I want to make you I want to put you on the show because you helped me out. So I want to go and I hope you can help me out again. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. All right. With that, let's go back to the show. We had our first commercial break. Can you believe that? Yeah. Back to the show.
It's not even been a year, and we already got a commercial break.
Yeah. And also, don't forget, W. I can't wait for my stuff to come in so I can go and have the W in front of you. W, when you think of wins, you think of dubs. When you think of dubs, you think of W. W.GG. Get in there. Order your stuff. Cage Match, one word in the keyword, 10% off your order. All right, Asylum, let's go back into the draft. We're going to go into round number 4 where we started going defense. This is on Thursday, Friday. This is Saturday night. So this is the last televised rounds Though not all picks were televised because it's the later rounds. But we get at pick number 112, quarterback Kamarian Richardson. Hey. You know, it's a cold and it's allergies. The cold is going away, but the allergies, I never had allergies, man. And now I'm like just pollen everywhere. Welcome to the Bay Area. All right. Let's go back. Let me come back. Change gears back into the show. All right, quarterback, this guy right here, 2022, 85 solo tackles. He led the SEC in that one, and then he backed that up, or he followed that, with, in 23, 79 solo tackles, which also led the SEC in tackles, solo tackles. At 6'2", 188 pounds, 23 years old, so he's a little older than the last three guys that we drafted. And I got to make sure I'm going to call and see because we need to do that. I want the Raider Oath out there on stage. Like I'm pounding the desk right now. The Oath needs to be out there like the national anthem, like the Pledge of Allegiance, all those type of things before any events start. That's like the opening prayer. We need to have that be out there. So I got to make sure I'm going to try to get a hold of him tomorrow and ask about that right there. Thank you again, Anna. A couple of shows ago, she donated her tickets to Raider Man because, you know, she's on the Raider Man to the, I'm sorry, she's on the Oath to the Torch train like we all are on. Wow. You know, when you can't breathe through your nose, it's hard to talk. I feel like I sound like Urkel right now. Okay, so thank you again, Anna. We appreciate that.
Yes, we appreciate that big time.
Put it on your calendar as a reminder. I'm gonna let Siri know.
Hey Siri.
Well, she can't hear you now because I got the headphones. Don't mess up my phone, okay? Over here gonna download midget porn.
Hey Siri, play horror sounds at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Midget porn in the morning. Okay, so all right, here we go. Let's come back. I'm on meds. Oh yeah, see, Anna knows the feeling. Okay, so our fourth round pick, 86.4 defensive grade in 2023, 90.3 tackling grade in 2023, 10 pass deflects in junior year, and then also this is an Al Davis pick. You know, throwback, because you heard Telesco this time in round 4 and night 3, we were going for speed. 4.34 40 time at the 2024 Combine. You know, the Combine is very important, you know, in the NFL prospects coming in because it lets the players showcase their skills, their attributes, and it lets the coaches see the players, you know, and they can evaluate. So the Combine is very important to the evaluation process of the scouts and the coaches out and the GMs out there.
So you're saying you don't want to cut the Combine?
You cannot cut the Combine because without the Combine, how are you supposed to see? You got all these guys are doing all the basically the
senior game, you know, and that's it.
Oh yeah. Does every player play in the senior game? I don't think so. So this is another way for players to go out there and showcase their skill. You know, other people said that the Combine needs to go away, but whatever. Combine's very important, as you can see. We went for speed in this one, and we wouldn't have seen that if without the Combine. All right, then. How about this? All right, so cornerback, we addressed a need in this one.
Another need, yes.
Another need. Let's put that defensive side graphic up. We have Jacorian Bennett, who had his rookie year last year. And like I said, it's hard to judge these rookies because a lot of stuff happened last year. Jacorian Bennett was injured, you know, and in and out of the lineup. You know, he has a chip on his shoulder because he wants to let everyone know that he earned the right to be drafted by the Raiders last year. And he's going to come back this year now that Patrick Graham has no handcuffs, no hands tied behind his back, he can have and develop the defense now more with these guys, especially the rookies. Jacorian Bennett is going to really want to come back and show and prove his worth on this roster. But like we showed, we did get a corner. What do you think about this pick right here, Asylum?
I think, this was a good pick. Yes, he's got speed. He's probably going to be possibly more special teams to start off. That's how a lot of these guys, these later picks especially, are going to be making the team. But he's more of a raw talent. He's another one that is going to need some coaching up. He is a depth piece. I agree. I think if you go back to the graphic, I think Jacorian Bennett takes a big step forward and possibly wins the starting job. Brandon Facyson, if he could stay healthy. I like Sam Webb. He's another one that could possibly win the job and go. And then now you have this kid, because Jacorian Bennett's fast too. So you're adding another guy there and depth, and just with a little coaching, a little time, a little game time maybe, and everything, has the potential of being a solid starter for the next, 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, and you've seen he has a lot of pass deflects. So you see that he sticks to his receivers, at the point to at least disrupt the pass, disrupt the reception.
That also shows with that speed, if he's out of place and the ball hangs up, he can get there.
Yeah, and that's
that speed. He closed it and go to deflect the ball, may not get the interception, but he's at least breaking up the pass.
Yeah, and if you don't get the interception, at least you at least you don't give up a long pass. That's one thing that Charles Woodson had when he came into the league. He had that what do they call it? That catch-up speed. That closing speed. Like, the guy might have a move and he might think he beat him, but then even Woodson, when he came back in his second stint and later in his career as a safety, he was able to close in at the point of where ball meets hand with the receiver. Woodson's right there to either disrupt the pass or snag it out of the air. This guy with the 4.34 40 speed, be a fast DB to go opposite of Jack Jones. So, and I'm not going to say we don't know exactly what Jack Jones, but Jack Jones, when he came into the Raiders, he was rejuvenated, playing under his former college coach. High school into college.
Former college coach.
Yeah, in AP. So he found a new life, and now you saw flashes of what he can do last year. Now have him with the full offseason under this defense. And then with Patrick Graham getting more guys with speed who can close down a receiver, knock the ball down. I mean, would you say that as so far right now, I know we still got more picks to talk about, but as of right now, what you see, quarterback, like you said, Jacorian Bennett, last year's rookie, has something to prove. Brandon Facyson in his second stint with the Raiders, he was injured here and there, but you can say he's like a veteran, He's a good guy. Sam Webb, slight veteran. I don't really know too much about Cornell Armstrong.
I don't know anything about Armstrong either. But no, I think he fits in there well. He's another one. I mean, with if you forget, we also have God damn it, Hobbs. I know he's more of the nickel guy. But you still got Hobbs, and then the safeties. We're getting there. I think he's the perfect depth piece because that's the other thing is, we did it with Jacorian. He wasn't. He was having problems. Wasn't playing so well. You're able to plug in somebody else. And with Bennett, I go with Bennett, Webb, Facyson, and possibly Robinson. We're going to find there who are other And assuming that Jack Jones doesn't regress in any way and keeps that starting spot, I think we have a possibility of enough starters here, no matter what happens, and even with injuries, we're not going to take a step back in that. And that defensive line is going to do nothing but help that secondary out even more.
See, the one thing I like, so we're all in that Jack Jones is going to be the starting corner, one of the corners, the starting corner. Well, he was the left corner. So the starting corner in this defense, we're all in on that one. The one thing I do like about the relationship between Jack Jones and AP is a good coach is also a good psychologist. I used to coach offensive line. You have to know how to get into the head of your players and try to figure out exactly what is the reason why they are playing a certain way. If they're kind of like on the fence or they're not doing too well, you know how to go in there and coach them up. You know how to speak their language for them to understand, because each player has a different way of learning. And even if Jack Jones, and we saw this last year, I forgot which game it was, but Jack Jones, I think it was a Colts game. Either that or the Chiefs game. But with Jack Jones, he got upset. AP went over there and it looked like he scolded him, but he kept him in the game. It was a Chiefs game. Yeah. So I feel like because AP is the head coach for Jack Jones, if Jack Jones slips in any kind of way, AP would know how to get in there and get into Jack Jones's head and figure out, what's going on. If there's, if he's feeling, what's the word? I can't think of the word right now. Basically,
he's being emotional. If he's playing with emotion and not his heads.
Yes. So AP will be able to get him going. Jacorian Bennett, he is a guy he has something to prove. Like we said, he was. Let's look. I just want to see where he was drafted last year, because I have that.
Wasn't it like 4th round?
He was drafted in the 4th round, but he had a lot of he was highly regarded coming out of college, and for him to have a season like he did this past season, that he's gonna have, like we said, a chip on his shoulder, where he's gonna want to prove it to everybody that I am the guy that you drafted. I am the guy. So it's going to be a good battle between him and Richardson. I'm not going to try to say his first name because I already failed 4 times already. So, okay, sorry. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. 4th round. But my question was, I'm over here telling off, the Zyrtec is kicking me, is hitting me. Do you think that so far, and like I said, we still got more picks, do you think that with these picks and what we have so far, that we're solidifying that our defensive backfield?
Well, I think
are you feeling confident with these guys?
I just said earlier, we're solidifying depth, and that's the important part. We're getting people who can. Yes, some of them are a little raw. Robinson, a little raw. Glaze, a little raw. But a little bit of coaching. I mean, that's what it comes down to. A good team has good coaches to help this raw talent get it together, learn the NFL, and be solid players. I mean, yes, you want great players all the way, but you're not going to have 11 great players on your offense and 11 great players on your defense. You're going to have your stars, and then you need the solid people behind them to allow your stars to be stars. And I think we're in that. I think we're in this mode right now where we're getting solid players.
With the loss of Amik Robertson, I'm not saying he's going to come in and be that guy, because Amik Robertson had to earn his way to get into the lineup. And then when he got into the lineup, he made sure he kept his spot out there in the lineup. But we lost him to the Lions. Do you feel that he can be that guy to fill in that gap that Amik Robertson left behind?
He's already bigger than Amik Robertson. So, yeah. I mean, if with the talent that's there, Amik Robertson was another one that had the talent but needed the coaching. And that's why he's with the Lions right now. Amik Robinson, you and me both thought when we started this our show, he was going to be a casualty of the 53-man roster.
He was like a bubble guy in that last game.
And he turned around, not only won it, but proved during the season why he earned that starting spot.
Yeah, with that game-winning interception against the Packers, he had that one interception against the was it the Giants or the Jets?
Jets.
The Jets, yeah, one of the New York teams.
It was against New York.
Yes, it was against New York. It was at home, I believe, too. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. So we got the speed. I like this guy. I think. Do you think that was one thing that we were missing in the backfield? Was more speed, more faster quarterbacks?
I mean, Bennett's fast. Jack Jones is fast. Speed. As a safety, I think you need speed more. I mean, I don't want to take it away from cornerbacks because, trying to cover receivers. Speed helps because you can't teach speed.
Can't teach speed.
You can't teach speed. It helps, but the talent has to be there. The intangibles have to be there. I think Robinson has it all. I think Bennett has it all. He was just like Tyree Wilson, thrust into that starting spot because of the way things worked out. And he was getting picked on. Nobody else wanted to throw anywhere else because they know they could throw at a rookie, all day long. And, okay, well, he disagrees with me. That's okay.
Yeah. He told you, yes, okay, in the draft. And that's what Telesco did in that last night was he was going for speed. And we're going to go through the next couple, or the last couple picks. I was going to say, I lost what I was going to say. But yeah, I know what I was going to say. These picks, not because we're going into speed. Of course, we're all these teams are trying to go and find players to beat one team, and that team happens to be in our division in the AFC West. We know the Dallas Chiefs. I'm sorry, the Dallas Chiefs. I'm sorry, I got mixed up with their future home soon. The Dallas Chiefs. With the Kansas City Chiefs. Do you think that this pick going into speed now, is this more of Raiders just wanting speed or guys that can compete with the likes of the Chiefs because we got to see them twice a year? And Telesco being from the AFC West with the Chargers 10 years, which I also said last time, is that was also a smart hire of Telesco because he already has familiarity with the AFC West. You're not getting some guy that's coming in from the NFC East, or the NFC South where it's kind of like, you got a guy that understands the division, understands who you got to play in the division. So would you say this is a pick, these picks that we're about to talk about is to compete with the Chiefs or just to make us better in general?
A little bit of both. I mean, it's definitely going to make us better, but depending on how the Rashid Rice situation plays out, they just got that Xavier kid who ran the fastest 40 at the combine. They have speedy receivers on their team, so it's almost a combination of both. It's it's going to help us make us better, but at the same time, you have to have people to cover those receivers, possibly one-on-one, if you're blitzing, depending what's going on, one-on-one at times when they need to, because otherwise they're just going to get burnt. You're going to get that deep ball and, with things going. So I think it's a kind of a combination of both. I think these players are touted, okay, I think you can keep up with this person on this team, but at the same time, they're going to make us better.
Yes. I mean, of course, we're going to get players that have speed to keep up with the receivers of the Chiefs, especially with Mahomes, who likes to,
scramble.
How they say, off-scheduled plays, scramble, where these receivers are not running traditional routes. They're using their speed to try to get open.
Extend the plays.
Say that again?
He likes to extend the plays.
Extend the plays.
Is that
a guy said.
For?
Well, I heard a guy say, off-scheduled plays where the quarterback can go out there and just use his feet to try to find guys open. And that's the one thing with with the receivers. The receivers are going to have to try to find ways to get open. For a DB to try to cover a guy for longer than 4 or 5 seconds is asking a lot. So you get these fast guys who can at least stay with them as Mahomes is trying to fish and find his way for a lane to throw through, or a lane, but a window to throw through. So, yeah,
or even maybe do what Jack Jones did and bait Mahomes, be able to play off a little bit or break up the play.
Yeah,
there might be a little bit of that in there.
And I think with a player like this, that gives Patrick Graham more options, to either disguise coverages or a corner blitz. You can have him play out and out with the receiver and then just shoot in. So this gives Patrick Graham more options to find ways to disrupt the offense. Well, going into the next round, we had a need that we all said was a need, but they didn't really say too much in the media that we needed it. But it seemed like our linebacking core was kind of thin throughout the season. Spillane, even with a broken hand, he called AP after a surgery or after, whatever. And he said, hey, no, I'm playing this weekend. And with a broken hand, he had, 2 interceptions with the broken hand? So,
Spillane passed on his hand.
And Spillane, who self-proclaimed, said, I'm not good at pass defense. In pass defense, had more interceptions than the other corner that started before we let him go. And Marcus Peters.
You are garbage.
Right. Garbage. So with that, we got tackling machine. At pick 148 in the 5th round, linebacker Tommy Eichenberg. Eichenberg, you know what, okay? We're going to just call him Tommy E, okay? Tommy E with the hit stick.
Hey, we just call him the burger. We just call him the burger.
The burger. In 2022, 77 solo tackles, 5th in the FBS, 120 total tackles, led the team, 12 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks, and a pick 6. So you get right there, get an interception right there, take it back. And 3 PBUs. I don't know what that is. In 2023, 82 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss, 1 sack, and a forced fumble. At 6'2", 239 pounds, at age 23, he can be either alongside Spillane or a Spillane backup, a carbon copy of Spillane out there, a mini Spillane.
When AP called him, he was talking about possibility of the green dot.
The green dot. So you have him. So are they saying he could be a day 1 starter out there?
I don't know about day 1, but he said bring that day. AP turned around and said bring that green dot mentality with you.
So he's going to be out there. He was a team captain for his for the Buckeyes. Second team Associated Press All-American in 2022. First team All Big Ten Conference 2022. Rose Bowl Defensive Most Valuable Player in 2022. So to be the defensive MVP in a bowl game, that's big right there. Big Ten Linebacker of the Year in 2023 and first team All Big Ten Conference in 2023. For someone who has all these accolades, do you think he fell farther than he should have?
To be honest with you, I don't know. He wasn't somebody who I necessarily quote unquote scouted. Now we're getting to the rounds that a lot of people, we're trying to figure things out. There might have been names bigger and going, but again, with these accolades and everything, doesn't he just sound like a Raider?
Like I said, he gives, how the kids say it, he gives Spillane vibes. So you have the actual Spillane, and you have a mini Spillane, a younger Spillane. Like I was trying to think of a good analogy, but you got a guy that can come in and maybe like we were talking about earlier,
right? So you could have Spillane 2.0 with Eichenberg, and then fucking Divine Diablo out there.
Well, Divine Diablo would play on the opposite side, right? I mean, with
Yeah.
him with this pick, with this linebacker, I know that the Raiders they run a 4-2-5, so 4-man up front, two guys patrolling the middle, and then you got your 5 DBs out there with your 2 corners, the safety, and then you got like the hybrid linebacker safety out there. So, I mean, Patrick Graham can switch it up, have a 4-3.
And yet, when it comes to defense, it's always nice to be able to rotate players because you keep them fresh.
Yeah,
so
but are you going to get a
fresh...
Spillane off the field, though, for him? Are you going to get a Spillane? He ain't going to come off the field. It's like Max Crosby. They're going to come off the field.
But Spillane has come off the field more than Max Crosby has. But that's what I'm saying. You could throw him in there, rotate him with Divine Diablo, right?
Yeah. And this guy likes to, he's a thumper. He likes to go in there.
He's a thumper. He likes to tackle. He reminds me of Villapiano. He likes to tackle.
Villapiano. I was going to say, we got the, no, we already have the numbers, so he's not going to wear 41. We can.
Hey, that could change, though.
Yeah.
If somebody has it, you can trade with somebody. You can buy it off somebody,
Yeah. So, how do you feel about this pick right here? Do you like this pick? Linebacker. We addressed the need, and
all these next ones are going to come. Yeah, I like it being, it's a depth piece. It's a good depth piece. It's a solid player. It's somebody who, could come in and due to injury, due to, just rotational needs, somebody who likes to tackle. I mean, that's getting hard to find in the NFL. A defensive player who likes to tackle. Most of them want to shy away. I mean, what's he going to do? He's going to step up and hit that running back head on, hit that slot receiver head on. He's not going to be afraid to get in there and get dirty. But he still has enough spots. He had a pick 6. I mean, he's in the backfield. So what? He could be a blitzer.
Yeah.
Or the tackles for loss. Just, we're going to have a lot of people in the damn backfield by the looks of a lot of these numbers.
And as we were saying earlier, having a depth player that's not too far down the skill set as the starter that he is filling in for. And also with this pick, I feel
right
like
here.
this
right here.
Hold on, I was going to say something very obvious. And with this pick right here, you can clearly see that this is a AP Antonio Pierce pick because he is a linebacker like AP was, and you can clearly say that this was a guy that AP picked in the 5th round. Do you agree?
100%. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh yes. So it's a good solid pick. Gives Patrick Graham options with this linebacker. I mean, I'm gonna go on a stretch because I'm gonna sound like very. Can you say this is the defensive version of a Brock Bowers?
Maybe not quite as talented as Brock Bowers.
That's a stretch.
Not as talented as Brock Bowers, not generational like Brock keeps being talked about. But then, is this a possibility of being another Max Crosby, diamond in the rough?
I was just gonna say, or could this be someone that you just picked in the middle of the draft, and in a couple years you see him competing for Defensive Player of the Year? You never know. So, would you put money on that though? Would you put money on that in a couple years you can see this guy taking over in the middle of the defense, a middle linebacker, or maybe like a strong side linebacker, and being that force in the middle that. If you really think about it, if you really think about it, that we've been kind of missing for a while now. I know we had a little bit with Perryman, the free agent that came in, he played a couple years, was often injured in and out. Yeah, Kurt Morrison was that we have drafted in the early 2010s. So I'd
put money on it. I'd put money on it.
We got to put money on it that this guy's going to be, he's going to make a name for himself. He's going to cause some noise in the NFL. This is number 5 pick at 148. Solid pick, linebacker Tommy Eichenberg. All right.
You know, like
Einhorn, Finkel is Einhorn is Finkel. Now this guy, hold on, I gotta take this banner off because this guy came with a lot of accolades right here and there. Pick 208, running back Dylan Lobby at 5'10", 206. That was me out of high school, 5'10", 205. At age 24, I didn't graduate at 24 though in high school. Okay, let me just make that clear. I was 18. Okay. All right, there you go. With this pick right here. Now this guy was clearly a speed and skill guy. This is a guy with the new, and you heard Telesco talk about it, with the new XFL kickoff formation, you know, I guess format, whatever, the XFL version of their kickoffs. This could be a guy that it could possibly be an upgrade of Renfro as a returner. This guy
definitely an upgrade over what's his name, Carter.
Yeah, Carter of last year. Well, I'll say in defense of Carter, no one really had too many returns at kickoff, and punt, he was
the ones Carter had, he muffed. So you know.
Oh yeah, that was the Chiefs game, right? Yeah. When we were over there at Christmas, he was at that game.
I was there.
Oh yeah. So,
and I wasn't freezing. I was amped up. My blood was rolling.
Yeah, was right there. Was right there when Jack Jones came and ran into the end zone. You're like, give me the ball. All right.
One of the two. I didn't give a fuck.
I know, just bro. I'm right here representing all up in the TV. Okay, like we said, 2022 rushing yards, 245 carries. Sorry, we're starting over. 2022, his rushing stats with 245 carries, he had 1,205 yards, 15 touchdowns. Receiving, 49 receptions, 464 yards, with 2 touchdowns, and that's just rushing and receiving. Kickoffs, I mean, he was taking stuff back at kickoffs. This guy can catch. He's like a, would you say, a McCaffrey, a Christian McCaffrey that can return kickoffs and punts?
Possibly.
Yeah. 2023, his last year in college before he got drafted, of course. Rushing 158 carries with 715 yards and 9 touchdowns. So it went down. Receiving 68. He had more of a on the receiving side, though. 68 receptions, 609 yards with 7 touchdowns. This guy comes with a whole bunch of accolades. First team All-Coastal Athletic Association in 2022. Second team running back. Third team kickoff returner. 194.3 all-purpose yards per game. 194 per game. Led the FCC in 2022. First team Associated Press FCS All-American All-Purpose 2023. First team All-Coastal again. Running back punt returner in 2023. CAA Special Teams Player of the Year, same year. Finalist for the Walter Payton Award, which is a top player in the FFCS 2023, and also set a school record with 295 receiving yards against Central Michigan in 2023. This is a guy that out of New Hampshire, small college, that the scouts, you could say the scouts found this guy. Telesco and AP said, yeah, hey, speed, bring him on, bring him in here. This guy can do receiving,
he's
running back.
With the ball in his hands. He's proven it here. I mean, everything you look at, you get the balls in his hands and he's productive. Yards, touchdowns. I mean, you know, and even on Telesco's phone call, he made it clear. You're going to be special teams. You're starting off with special teams. Let's go ahead and, focus there. You're going to be used, for kickoffs. The new rule. I mean, he has a job that he could lose. Obviously, you never know how it's going to happen being a rookie and shit. But this is obviously somebody that you want the ball in his hands because, I mean, he's proven it here.
Yeah, and I mean, would you say that this pick, and kind of alluded to it, this is a pick made for these new rules in kickoff return? A guy that's just gonna sit back there, and once that ball hits his hands, he's just gonna take off, find a hole, and find himself in the end zone, taking kick returns back. Do you see this is a response to that new rule that we're going to implement? The NFL is going to implement this year of the XFL style rules.
Yes, I mean right now because we don't know if that rule is going to last or anything else like this. I think this is a pick that is for that, but if it goes away, he still has a chance of staying on the team and being a productive player on the team. He might also be a future replacement for Amendola.
Yeah, I mean you got a guy. And I was going to ask, this kind of feels, because some folks were all like, hey, we lost Josh Jacobs. We need help at running back. Even though, and they're saying that we don't really know too much about how Zeus is going to be this next coming year, even though he did take over for Jacobs for the last 3-4 games and put up some decent numbers for the limited time that he had in the offense, in that offense. But this could be a guy that you put back there in the backfield. He can run the ball, but also, of course, he could be a guy that can swing out to be a receiving running back. Maybe be that guy on third down. Third and lobby. Would you say that this is a guy that I guess I want to say replaces the void left by I just said his name, by Renfro? Would you say this is a guy that kind of fills that void that Renfro had before the McDaniels experience?
I'm not saying the Renfro void, but he might be a second all-purpose back. Somebody who could maybe be a second RB. Behind, a power runner, somebody who can catch the ball out of the backfield, somebody who can run the ball, somebody who you can line up with Brock Bowers and give it to either one and still be, productive on the back end, getting to that second level and getting the big yards.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say this is a solid pick. And like I said, I think this is a response to the new rules for kickoff. So
yeah, I agree.
I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see what he can do when he gets the ball. I want to. How many touchdowns do you think he'll run back? We're gonna go. I'm gonna go that far. Bold prediction. How many touchdowns is he running back this year? If he's a starting kick returner,
3,
5. 5.
You say 5, I say 3.
All right, 5 and 3. Write it down, everybody. All right, we're gonna go into our next pick.
Write that down because we're like the Simpsons. Some of the shit we said has come true.
Oh yeah, or is regurgitated in other shows out there. Plagiarize the podcast. All right, pick number 223, safety Trey Taylor. So we do get safety depth. We do have Marcus Epps back there. In his second year, I think he's in the last year of his contract, right? Yes. He was a guy. He was Marcus Epps was a guy that was like that center fielder, that defensive backfield general that we have been missing since Charles Woodson's second stint. He still hasn't got his own interception as a Raider yet, but with that said,
he'll get it this year though. He's going to get it this year.
With that said, we get a safety out of Air Force. This guy right here in 2022, 69 that's supposed to be tackles. 69 tackles. He led the team with 4.5 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions, 4 PBUs. In 2023, 74 tackles. Look that up, please. 2023. Huh?
It's past breakup.
Why did you say past defendant? Whatever. Past breakups. 2023 ESPN is throwing me off. 74 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 4 past breakups, and 3 interceptions. One of them was a pick 6 and a block kick at 6 even, 213 pounds. A 23-year-old comes in, gets drafted in the 6th. I'm sorry, the first of 2 7th round picks. Did I skip somebody?
No.
Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, never mind. Okay. He was second team All Mountain West Conference in 2022. Won the Jim Thorpe Award. Nation's top DB. That's the nation's top DB. 2023. So it's all 2023. Third team Associated Press All American and first team All Mountain West Conference all in 2023. How do you feel about this pick?
Oh, I think, safety, I'm not sure who we got, as our backups and everything, probably solid depth. Somebody that, maybe he's going to sit, could learn from Marcus Epps. Obviously the talent's there. I mean, the talent's there. So this might be a situation who, this year, maybe you extend Marcus Epps for another year or two. And this is somebody who can sit behind Marcus Epps. And when Marcus Epps finally leaves, can step up and replace him.
Yeah, I see this guy. He'll be a depth guy like Palamau,
yeah.
Who we re-signed. He could be a guy that can step in on maybe certain downs, third down, passing downs, or whatever. But of course, these guys' speed. Telesco said it early in the intro. These are guys that are going to make their name on special teams. They're going to make their money on special teams. So, as you can see, these guys are tackling machines. And that's one thing that we got to make sure we have, especially with the Chiefs in our division. We need guys who are not who can tackle, but also who wants to tackle, who wants to play that physical type of Raider football that AP is preaching. These are guys that are not afraid to go in there, or how Art Shell had said, to get in the dirt and get nasty. Just get in there, put your nose in the play, like Amik Robertson did last year. Cause havoc, cause fumbles, make plays, have the defense give the ball to the offense with good field position, and special teamer right here.
Well, I mean, and you talk about the tackling. Last time that we felt we needed, when we sucked at tackling and needed to draft players to tackle, that could tackle and everything, we ended up drafting Jack Tatum and Phil Villapiano.
And how did that work out?
Of tackling. And look at how they turned out.
Yeah, Jack Tatum, rest in peace, knocking out Sam White in the Super Bowl. He was mad because he didn't drop the ball. So you like this pick? You like this pick? I just say this is a depth guy that's in a special team, so we're going to see him.
I guarantee that this pick and the next pick, you're hoping that they have enough talent, show enough talent to at least make it to the practice squad.
Yeah. Yeah, these later round guys, we're going to see them a lot in the preseason. But yeah, if not practice squad, I can see him, of course, he'll be on special teams. So wait to see. And our final pick in the second round again at pick 229. So a few picks after Trey Taylor. Sorry, I had to look again. Cornerback MJ Devonshire. So before we talk about him, you notice how these last couple day picks, these last couple picks in that final day was, with the exception of Dylan Lobby, was all defense and speed. So with that final pick, we do add another guy in depth for cornerback or DB, because, he could go move into safety, whatever. At 5'11", 213 pounds, a 23-year-old. In 2022, 34 tackles, 3 interceptions, 8 pass breakups. And I think I messed up on that right there. But he had I think he has 24 receptions. I'm sorry, 24 so he's a punt returner also. 24 attempts, 233 yards, 9.7 average, and a touchdown at punt return, I think. Yeah, I was working on this last night. I was half asleep. 2023, 32 tackles, 4 interceptions, 1 pick six, and 10 pass breakups. Second team All-AC return specialist, 2022. Honorable mention quarterback 2022, and second team All-ACC quarterback 2023. So with this pick, another depth guy, another guy that can go back there and and be a returner. So we have basically him and Dylan as returners. What do you think about this pick right here?
Oh, I think, I think it says it right here. He's coming in probably mostly as a returner, a depth piece at cornerback. And I know people are going to say, all this, about some of these guys who are only second teams. Max Crosby's only made second team in his NFL career. He hasn't made first team in anything yet either. So you know what? Just because it's second team, don't mean they ain't talented. I think this guy is probably just raw talent, and his main thing's going to be special teams until he could prove that he could, do the job at a higher level.
Yeah. This is I say this will be in his rookie year, special teamer at best, a guy that if he makes the team, someone that they're going to have to coach up, mold to become a NFL DB. But it seems like this is another guy that they had drafted for special teams with the new XFL rules coming in. So this seems like that kind of pick, speed. Like Telesco said, speed. That's what they had in their last the last 2 days of the draft. Well, the last day of the draft. So that Saturday of the draft, it was all speed that they got. So with that final pick, the overall view of the 2024 draft class of the Raiders, what grade would you give them? Or would you give Telesco in his first Raider draft? What grade would you give Telesco in his first draft as a Raider?
I'm going to give Telesco a B plus.
A B plus.
A B plus.
And
we might have reached on a couple of these picks, and that time will only tell. But I like what I'm seeing. He stayed pat. He didn't panic. We've got solid players. We got, if anything, it could be borderline A minus just because of the depth. But yeah, I say B plus.
B plus. Yeah, I agree. I would say, I'm gonna be a homer right now. I'm gonna say A minus. A minus because I can. Now I'm gonna say A minus. Hold on, I'm just writing it in right now. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. Hold on, wait. Give me a second. Wait. You can't press shift on everything, okay? Remember that. When you do typing class, you can't shift on everything. Okay, me. I say A minus. Now, we all were surprised with the number one pick of Brock Bowers getting selected in the number one in the first round. We all were thinking it was either going to go quarterback or offensive lineman with the possibility of a quarterback. So a pass-throwing quarterback, I don't know if I'm coming out clear, or a corner DB cornerback. I thought the wild card pick for number one would be receiver, but I guess I was half right. They got a tight end who could be a receiver. He could be anything he wants to be in the NFL. But following that up with a possible day one starter on the offensive line, Jackson Powers Johnson, and then drafted for speed. You got linebacker depth, which a lot of us didn't really. I mean, linebacker was a need, but it wasn't a priority need. But we got fast guys, and yes, you got the raw talent. But I feel like with the selection of Dylan Lobby, that was strictly for the new rules, and that was a guy that was a scouting draft pick. So I feel like that right there gives him an A minus, from the B plus that you give, because that's a guy that they strictly said, okay, you know what? We're going to play the system. We're going to manipulate the system. We're going to get a guy that can kick return, punt return, and also if you're doing offense, he can catch and receive. So I'm going to say A minus. Diamond in the rough. Who was your diamond in the rough pick in this draft? Possible diamond in the rough.
I'm going to say Glaze, DJ Glaze.
That's your diamond in the rough?
I think that's going to be the diamond in the rough, yeah.
I'm split between Tommy and Dylan, but I'm going to say Tommy because DBs, kick returners, it's hard for them unless you're Devin Hester. To
have a niche to be Cordell Patterson too.
Hold on, shout out to Phil. What is up, Phil? This is your Raider Nation photographer. You've seen Phil's work all over Facebook.
Yes, you have.
Phil, what is up? How you doing? Any event, Raider event, you will see Phil right there. Phil does great work, photographer for Raider Nation. Shout out to Phil Handy. Check out his work on his page. If you follow him, check him out right there. Shout out to Phil. Oh, yeah. All right. So, to know these players and we start playing preseason games, you got to know what number they're wearing. And we got the numbers right here. Check it out. Bowers goes from 19 to 89. So we were all wondering what number is he going to use. 19's already been taken by, and you see it in the commercial. DJ Turner already has 19. So Brock Bowers goes to a tight end number, 89. Powers Johnson is 70. Glaze is 71. Richardson's 21. He takes over. And we were just talking about him being the replacement of Robertson. So if you have a 21 Robertson jersey, just move the words around. And you can make Richardson, I guess. Richardson, Robertson, just keep the sun at the back and the R in the front, and there you go. So, Richardson, Eichenberg takes 45, Lobby takes 23, Taylor takes 37, and Devonshire takes 26.
That 37, that's a big number to try to live up to.
Oh, yeah. That's Lester Hayes.
Lester Hayes.
The judge. Remember that guy.
Lester the molester.
And our good friend, Afakazi Raider. What's up, Savage on the Asylum? Oh, yeah. Dig it, yeah. We met him on the El Capitan YouTube show. So we had a good debate with him. Good guy to follow. Space Beast is up in here. Oh, look at they're following each other. It's great. Space Beast. Oh, sorry. There you go. There, over there. All right. Let's see. What else do we have? Do we have anything else? All right. Yeah. So, you gave it a B minus. I give it an A. I'm sorry. You give it a B plus. I give it an A minus. Tom Telesco's first ever Raider draft. It was a passing grade. So, and of course, as the years go on, they get more familiarized with the organization and the scouting department and understands, how this team is going. He saw it from the outside with the Chargers playing against them, as AP reminds him, whipping his throughout the field in that 63-21 game that we, basically got him fired. But then we hired him.
Hey, hold on. We did it 2 years in a row. We had guys go. We did it with Jacoby Myers, right? We won that game, and then with Telesco, got him fired just to come to us.
Yep. So, oh yeah, Yeah, the interception touchdown pass. You know, Myers was just showing you his arm that he can be out there and throw touchdowns too. So we're just letting you know that I know how to throw the Raiders too. So, yeah. And Jacoby Myers became Adam says, the secret weapon in the NFL. And Telesco being that calm, cool, and collective guy to counter AP's fiery, passionate Raider, mystique. Yeah, Telesco came in with a few months in. I believe he did a good job. We will see coming up in the preseason. But first, or not but first, but next, we have OTAs coming in. So we will be talking about that as news comes out in the next future shows. But remember, coming up is, let's go back. Remember to go online and go on the website, and I can't find it, and
where are you looking for the commercial?
No, this. Make sure you go to 10th year anniversary, Raider Nation Summer Kickoff, Jacoby Myers, as we were talking about, Diablo and Turner, with legends Aaron Matthews, Willie Jones, Ricky Williams, Michael Alexander, Jeff Barnes, Greg Townsend, Reggie Kinlaw, and Mike Ciani, with, of course, two-time Super Bowl champion, head coach, Super Bowl 15, Super Bowl 18, Hall of Famer, and the first ever quarterback to start for the Raiders or the Seniors.
And that didn't only last like 9 days. That don't count. They never played a game under the Seniors.
But you know what? We have a Raider Senior. Shout out to Raider Senior. I hope you're out there at this event. Raider Nation Summer Kickoff 2024.eventbrite.com. Let's play the commercial one more time. Do you have the commercial ready?
I got it ready.
Okay, let's go.
Hype me up when I go, hype me when I Millie rock, hype me when I hit them folk, hype me when I moonwalk and reverse it on they ass. Hype me up, it's a freestyle rehearsing on they ass. Hype me up in the club, yeah, you know I'm finna bop. All that drip I got on me, yeah, you know I hit them out. Hype me up, I'm on fire, that's a ooh, that's a ah. Hold up, wait, you ain't got no hype team, then I'm your guy. Hey, you gon' need a hype team. Don't put on the show if you ain't got no hype team. Right team, to make sure you do your dance when you hear the high team. They be like, hey, they be like, hey, they be like, hey, they be like, hey. Hype me up, 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 hype me up. When you see me, hype me everywhere I go. You the Superman at home, you no Superman no more. We just do it for the gram and we do it for the TikTok. Want a million views, just get hype and watch your shit pop. Hype me when I leave the house, hype me when I step in class. Even the teacher say, go on and get it with your dancing ass. Hype me when I go to court, nah, your honor, I ain't do it. Well, they say you killed the club, they were talking about how I do it. Hype me when I'm with the fam, hype me up with the gang. I was viral way before they started hyping up my name. Hype me up, do your dance, show them that you got the move. If you with your hype team, shout out what you got to lose. Hype team, hype team, on the show, you ain't got no hype team. Hype team, right team, make sure you do your dance when you hear the hype team. They be like, hey, they be like, hey.
Remember, you know who's going to be the host of that event? I think his name is the Oakland Raiders Savage. Oh, yeah, so make sure you get your tickets out there on eventbrite.com or Summer Kickoff 2024.eventbrite.com. Go over there, get your tickets. One more time. Yeah, you know, Arcadio, you know who made that video, right? I did. Thank you very much. Arcadio knows because we come from a creative Rue School. Shout out to Rue School. Arcadio. Once again, he was the one that produced the music going into our intro. So shout out to Arcadio. And yes, I'm the one that made that commercial. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys. That's what I do. So if you guys have any video editing, please contact me at RaiderSavage@yahoo.com. That is my actual email. Thank you very much. But yeah, make sure you go to the event that is not this Saturday, but next Saturday, May 11th, Kern County Fairgrounds in Bakersfield. All right. With that is all for this version or this edition of the Cage Match Show. Hold on, this is just in case if you want to go online, this is for the tickets, $10 general. VIP is $60, and autographs is a separate ticket. $100 guarantees you the current players, Jacoby Myers, Divine Diablo, DJ Turner, autographs. So make sure you go there and get your tickets for next Saturday. Any other thing? Any other last words, concerns, convictions, connections, conundrums, Kanakam, I don't know. Anything, Asylum?
No, I can't wait to see for preseason to come so we can start seeing some of these new guys, see what they're capable of, see, how things going to go, on paper right now. As always, we're looking good. We're looking great. There's a lot of potential here on this team, and I can't wait to see it start to come together.
Yes, and see, Rick already knows what we're gonna do later. May the best stash QB win. Don't be taking our show ideas, Rick. No, I'm just joking. Oh no, hey, now that we said it out there, watch it be on another show because it's a copycat league out there. Anyways, with that said, I say we just had, after the end of the season, we had a lot of who's gonna be the head coach. Who's going to be the GM? Who's going to be the draft pick? Are we going to get a quarterback? Are we not? What's going on? Now, all the news is going to be quiet, and basically it's going to be we're in May, which is May 1st. We're going to be basically listening to training camps, OTAs, all that, until we actually see some action in preseason going into August. It's going to be a long summer to see what AP can do in his first full season going into week 1 as head coach.
Don't forget, there's a lot more happening that Telesco could do. You still have that June 1st money coming in from
Jimmy G. Yes, that Asylum. Hold on, that Asylum.
During OTAs and as things lead up.
Well, the June 1st, Jimmy G getting the money that Asylum had said a month and a half ago. So we already had said that a long time ago. If you watch the show, you know. So, yeah, but now we just wait and see who's going to win the starting job at quarterback. That is the next big thing that Raider Nation is going to have to wait for. Until then, we will wait and see. That is our show for today. I am the Oakland Raider Savage, and always, literally always on every show, Asylum, aka Kyle Ripken Jr., aka the Jim Otto of the Cage Match. Never missed a game, never missed a show, even the special shows. That is our show. So with that, we will end every show like we always do with a word from Raider Milt, aka Coach Wallace, my high school football coach. And yeah, Raider Nation, go get your tickets. I want to see you next week, next Saturday. And until our next show, we'll see you again.
Not this coming up Saturday, the Saturday after.
Yeah, Mother's Day weekend. So take your moms out there and show her a good time with Raider Nation, family and friends. All right, with that, we say goodnight and have a good night. And, happy draft is over, and here we go into the off season. All right, then, here we go. Take it away.
All you other NFL teams, your tailgates are weak. Your teams are weak. We might be down right now, but it doesn't take away the history. And all you Raiders out there need to know your fucking history of who the fuck you playing for and where the fuck you're playing. Damn it. Oh, and by the way, I won my last cage fight again. I'm still undefeated. And you NFL motherfuckers out there that you think you want some, come on and get some anytime.